Hi, Rob here again, and in this video I'm going to show you the GroovePages interface and show you inside so that you know where everything is inside of GroovePages. So let's dive in and take a look. So when you come into your Groove dashboard, for the first time, there's a few different ways to get into GroovePages. Over on the right hand side here, you'll see this pink button, Get Started with GroovePages. You can click on that. Or you can come under the main Groove logo and it's under Apps, GroovePages is there, and under Build it's under there as well. Or the easiest way, which I think and the one I always use, is in the quick links at the top. It's the top left option. So I'm going to click on that here. So when you come in here for the first time, there'll be nothing here, it's just blank, but this is usually where all of your sites are stored. And you will see like a thumbnail, a little window for each of your websites that you've got created inside of GroovePages, and you can open them. Then you can click to open them in the editor. Because we've got nothing here, I'm just going to click on New Site at the top here, and that will get us going. That then brings you to this page here, and you've got a few choices. Now you can use pre-built templates, or you can start from scratch. If you want to start from scratch, you just use this one here, blank template. That will open a blank, completely blank website inside the builder. And if you want to use a template, you can narrow down using these tags, or you can use this list if you want to narrow down the sort of niche that you're looking for. And you've also got the option of single pages, complete sites, funnels, and webinars. And there's also my templates for any templates you create yourself, and they save them inside your Groove account so you can use them later on. Now, in terms of the templates, for this demo, I'm just going to use a single page, just so we can see the interface. Now, anything with the premium icon, this little crown at the top here with the word premium next to it, that's for pro users. Anything without that icon is for people with a free account. So you've got this one here, there's quite a few, and there's more being added all the time. With a free account, you can use up to 3. You can have up to 3 websites with unlimited pages inside each. And with a pro account, you can have unlimited number of websites. So let's just pick one here. When you hover over these, you can preview them, and it'll open it in a new tab as a page, so you can have a look. And if you want to actually open it and bring it into your builder, you click select like this. I'll click that now. Give it a name, so I'll call it test. Click start building, and that opens up in the builder. Okay, and now we're in the builder. I'll show you what is in here. So you've got this top section up here across the top. Now this, where it says test, that's the name of our site. If you remember, I called it test. This gives you a drop down of all of the pages within your site, so you can navigate between pages here if you want to edit different pages. This section in the middle is very important. This is your device selector. So this is in terms of screen size and screen width. You've got 5 options. If I start from the right hand side, the biggest option being the full desktop monitor, then you've got the laptop, then you've got a horizontal tablet, then you've got vertical tablet, then you've got the mobile. Now when all of these are pink, it means that you are making changes to all of those devices, to all of those views. So if I change this font size, for instance, with all of these selected, that font size will change across all device views. If I only want to make the font smaller on mobile, I use this toggle switch here, toggle it off, and then I'm only editing the one which is pink. So if I click here on mobile, it says underneath applying changes to mobile device, then anything I edit there will only apply on the mobile device view, not to the larger views. The same applies if I click on any of these. It tells you applying changes to vertical tablet device, horizontal tablet device, laptop device, and desktop device. And if I want to go back to changing, making a change on everything, I just click the toggle back on, and it tells me applying changes to all devices. So as long as you just keep checking with this, that's why it's front and center right at the top. You won't go wrong. Okay. Now, when you've got a device selected for viewing, if you see this main window here, it's got a browser window, sort of a mock-up window, if you like, so like you're viewing it in a window, and the one that you're viewing is underlined up here. You see this little white line underneath. If I click the laptop device, you'll see that this window, this mock browser window, has got narrower, and that device is underlined. I click again, it's narrower again. So this represents the narrower devices so that you can see what you're editing and how they respond to being on narrower views or wider views. And this is how you get fully responsive sites within GroovePages. Very easy to do, very quick. And once you get the hang of it, it becomes very intuitive. So that's that part. Now at the top here, on the right hand side, you've got an undo button, a redo button, very straightforward like in any other software. This icon gives you a preview which opens in a new window. Now with previews, links are always disabled, but it's there so that you can see how your site looks in a browser without having to see it in here. If you want to see it on a live browser, you can just use that and it'll preview it for you. This saved button, it's grayed out at the moment because there's nothing to save. But if I were to make a change, you'll see that the button now says save. I can click that and save my progress. The next one is the publish button. So this is when you have done your website and you want to publish it, you want to get it online. I'll cover that in another video. And this one is to exit the builder and it takes you back to your main GroovePages portal. I'll do that now just so you can see. If you remember, we had nothing in here before, but now we've created this new site, my site called Test. It's showing a thumbnail of it, and I can open it in the editor. So when you get your 3 free websites, if you're in a free account, you'll end up with 3 icons, 3 thumbnails across the top with your sites. Or if you're a pro member, you'll have thumbnails of all your different sites, and you can scroll down the page and edit whichever one you choose whenever you want to do it. So let's get back into the editor. So this is the main window here. At the bottom of the window, it's what we call the breadcrumbs, or some people like to call it the hierarchy. This shows you what you're editing. When you click on something, so if I click on this image here, you can see down the bottom it's highlighted image, and also you can see the red box around the item I've clicked on. So that's telling me that I've selected that item for editing. And you can go back up the hierarchy. So this is an image which is held within a container, which is held within a 2-column layout, which is held within another container, which is inside a block. Now that brings us on to blocks. Now, what are blocks, you might ask? So if you think of your page as the top level, and then your page consists of a number of blocks. So you might have a header block, a hero block, headline block, you might have a video block, you might have some testimonials. So they're like building blocks, really, if you think of them stacked one on top of the other all the way down your page. And then within blocks, you have elements. So if you think of that main page made up of blocks, and the blocks are made up of elements. Now that brings us on to the left-hand menu. So if I click over here, so everything below this little line, so the part above here is the main GroovePages icon, and this is where we change between apps. So we obviously don't want to do that if we're in the builder. So up here you've got blocks, and when you click on this left-hand menu, it pops out a slider like this, and then that gives you all of the different blocks. So if I want to put blocks on my page, I can choose, I've got pre-designed blocks or I've got wireframe blocks. Now I'll go through these in another video in detail so that you can figure out exactly how to use these. But this is just showing you the interface in this video. So I just want to show where everything is. You've got all the different pre-designed blocks by category. So if you know what you want to put in, you can search for it here. You can expand these out, and then you literally just drag these into the page, and they come up where the blue line is. They'll pop up, and then you can go in and edit them. So that's how you bring blocks into your page. Then one down from the blocks, we've got elements. And as I said before, the elements are what go inside the blocks. And you've got various different types of elements. You've got layout elements, so you've got your column layouts, you've got tabs, sliders, dividers, containers. Then you've got text elements, so you've got headline text, paragraphs, all that sort of stuff. Then you've got lists, so you can put list icons, buttons. Obviously, we need buttons on our websites. Any media you want to bring in, so images. You can bring carousels, videos. Then forms. If you want to create a form, you can do that. You just drag in the form field, and then you can build that out. Again, I'll cover all of those in different videos. Then you've got different devices. If you want to have a device representative on the screen, you can see that there's something inside it. I think there's one already on here, like this one here. This is a laptop device, and inside it's got an image inside it. You've got other things. You can bring in Google Maps, countdown timers. You can integrate with third-party software, and you've also got integrations with the other Groove apps like GrooveCell. You can do GrooveMail and checkout and that sort of stuff, and navigation bars. So that's all of your elements. Now, if you ever want to pop this back in, if it's in your way, and you want to see what you're editing on your screen, all of these have a little arrow here at the top. You can just click that and it goes back in. So just to recap, we've covered blocks, which are the main building blocks of your page, elements, which are the parts that go inside of your blocks that make up the sort of the meat and bones of your website. Then the next one down is pages. This is where you can see all of your pages within your site. Obviously, I've only got one page here, but as you add more pages, they'll appear down here. Now, the next one is funnels. This is one that causes some confusion for people, but if you think of funnels just like folders, use it for categorizing your pages and organizing your pages. So if I give you an example, if you were an online coach or something like that, you might have an ebook or some sort of information product, and that might be one category. Then you've got a membership program where people can work their way through. That's another product. And then you might have one-to-one coaching, or where people can book an appointment with you or something like that. So for each of those things, if you imagine if someone made a purchase, you'd need a thank you page for each one, for instance. You'd need a sales page for each one. Now, you end up with, if you didn't categorize that, you'd end up with all of these different pages, and you'd have to come up with a creative name for 3 different thank you pages and 3 different sales pages and so on and so forth. Now, using the funnels feature, you can make a funnel for the ebook, a funnel for the membership course, and a funnel for the one-to-one coaching. And inside of that funnel or folder, you can create all of your thank you pages. So you keep everything separate for each product. It's just if you think of it more like folders, it's an easier way to remember it. And it's just there for making your life easier and categorizing everything. But if you're just building a simple web page, you don't really need to use that. Now, you're going to be able to bring in webinars once that comes fully on board. You've also got pop-ups, so you can create entry pop-ups. They can be timed. You can create exit pop-ups. When someone goes to leave the page, it comes up and says, oh, wait a minute, do you want to try this? Or, do you want to sign up for our mailing list? And you can also create pop-ups that you can then link to with a button. And then the last one down here is the settings. If you click on that, I'll just show you. You've got your main site settings. I'll show you that in a sec. You can export your websites. You can see revisions. So if you come back to a site, say a week or so later, and you think, oh, I don't like it. I liked it how it was when I did it a couple of weeks ago. You can see by date all of the different times you've got predetermined save points, and you can restore a previous version. You can share sites as well. So you can, if you use that, you'll create a URL which you can then share with anybody, and they can import your site that you've created into their Groove account. And if they haven't got a Groove account, they can create one under you using the same link. And you've got the Instant Edit Bookmarklet, which is a Chrome extension, whereby if you're visiting your website and you see a typo or something like that, you can edit it on the fly using that extension, instead of having to log into Groove, find the page, find the paragraph, make the change, all that sort of stuff. Now, I'll just show you site settings really quickly. This is where you put your page title, your favicon, any custom CSS, any tracking like your Facebook pixel or Google Analytics, and your open graph, your social settings as well. And any changes you make will only become saved once this tick, so if I put something in here, this tick turns pink, you click the tick, and that saves the settings. So that's the left-hand menu. That's what I would call the main menu. Now, the other menu is on the right-hand side, and it's called the editor menu. And you'll see at the moment, there's nothing over there. Now, if I click on an item, it pops out. So this is the editor menu. And then this gives you various different things. And again, I'll go through this in another video. This is where you can actually do the styling and the specific changes. And there's 2 parts to it, depending on what you click on. If I click on text, it's just a single menu. But if I click on something that has an extra layer of editability, so an image, I need to be able to say what that image is and where it comes from. So if I click on the text again, you can see this here, it's just an H2 tag text. If I click on this image, you can see I've now got two tabs. I've got the design tab, which is the usual menu, which is the same with this. This is effectively the design tab, but I also get the option with an image of configure, where I can choose what image I want this to be. I can add my alt text and I can add any links. Now this applies to the configure tab, applies to buttons as well. You can choose the text on the button. So I can put this in here, and again I'll cover these properly, and you can choose what it links to. You can do a URL, a page, a pop-up, whatever you want. Click update and that text now appears in the button like that. Okay, so that's the editor menu on the right. Now the last thing is when you click on an item and it's highlighted, you get these icons above it to the top left. Now these give you another layer of functionality. If I'm connecting on a block, so here you can see I've selected this block. I've got the option and it shows you a star up here. I can save this as a block, so I could style it as I want it, save it, and I could use it later on. This one gives you the option of using column layouts and editing that. This one is duplicate, so if I want to just copy this block, I can do that. Or if I want to delete this block, I can use the trash can. Now if I click on an element, it does the same thing, it just doesn't give you the star option, but I also get this spacing option as well. So I can click that and I get to choose the spacing, and again I'll cover this in detail. Here it's got the margin and the padding. It's the same as it comes up in this menu down here as well. It's just an easier way if you need to use it quickly and easily to get it out on the main screen. It can be easier for some people. So that's about it. That's the whole interface. So if you just remember, you've got the top section with your devices. Very important that you know which device you're selecting, and more importantly which ones you're editing for. You've got your undo, redo, save. Don't forget to save often if you can. Your publish, we'll come to that later. Main menu on the left, which is when you can bring in any blocks, elements, and organize your pages and that sort of thing, and pop-ups. And your editor menu on the right hand side, which gives you all of the actual edits of the content on your page. So I hope you've enjoyed that video. I hope you're ready to go and play around inside GroovePages, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.